What's good in the hood? It's your man Nico Bean with the steam. How y'all doing tonight? Tonight we got some things to unpack. Um, First off, um, yeah, recast the child is going well right now. A lot of things that we've been talking about are starting to be seen in the media, and for one, I just crave that one day when they come out and say that due to all of the uproar from not only the fans but it's gonna be certain celebrities that are gonna come out and say, "Hey, man, y'all really doing a disservice to this brother that just passed away 2 years ago." Because when the movie come out, the numbers are not gonna do what you guys think it's gonna do. One, it's probably gonna flatline, and what I mean by flatline is there's gonna be a basis to where it probably do, I'd say, close to double what they had here in America, but like we know, France is off the table. They're not going to be showing the movie in France. Definitely not showing the movie in China. Ukraine, Russia, none of that. They're not showing it in pretty much 75%, if not 100%, in Europe. Um, there's going to be backlash from what they're doing with this movie because they're mixing in 3 to 4 comic book storylines that involve Namor, Shuri, and basically T'Challa. T'Challa's supposed to be the main character in all these stories, but as we know, they're saying they're not going to recast. Hence the reason why recast T'Challa exists. In those 3 stories, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of homework so y'all can go back and read, because reading is fundamental. Um, they got Doom War, where, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because I am trying to get up on my reading and whatnot when it comes to Black Panther comic books, and especially the ones that I need to be doing homework on for myself and related to my character, my legacy character that I'm writing. Um, you have Doom War, which includes Namor, T'Challa, and Doctor Doom, Victor Von Doom of Latveria, where in the background, Victor Von Doom orchestrated a coup to overthrow T'Challa so that he get access to vibranium. The vibranium has certain properties to it that enhances magical energies. And with that being said, in the MCU, which we've already heard rumors that they were actually casting, well, not really casting, but shooting scenes with Doctor Doom for like an end credit scene. We've been hinting at certain things where this whole entire movie is centered around Doom Wars. Now, that's one comic book story that they're adapting in this movie. The second one is Avengers versus X-Men, which we all know that could have been a whole movie series in itself. Shoot, it could have been a Disney Plus series where the Phoenix Force is involved, which you would have to bring in the X-Men because the X-Men had, well, the X-Men would probably have to be established in the MCU, which we know that's going to be after Phase 6, probably. But that's way down the road. So we have that. You have Namor, who is literally a mutant, and well, in this movie, he's not called a it's not Amazon. What is it? Atlantean. He's a Talokan, and that really does not make any sense. But anyway, so we have that run where a part of the Phoenix Force attaches itself to Namor, and he goes and floods Wakanda. And the war for Wakanda, well, not war for Wakanda, but basically that's what they're doing. And so you got the war for Wakanda. You have that. You have, let's see, the other one was where T'Challa is injured. He does not die. He's injured, and Shuri takes the mantle of Black Panther, and that's how Shuri gets the mantle of Black Panther. In this movie, you're just shoehorning Shuri to be the main Black Panther because it's a mantle. Even though it is true that it is a mantle, T'Challa is the one that's the actual holder of the mantle. because, like you said, and even in Civil War, it is a mental pass from warrior to warrior. And I have to admit, in a perfect world, if they in 2018 when they released Black Panther, they should have went with what was going down in the BET special, where you had to fight six warriors to either maintain or to yeah. If you were trying to be the Black Panther, you had to beat six of Wakanda's warriors, including the Black Panther. Well, I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry. If you were the Black Panther, you had to fight six of the most respectable warriors in Wakanda from all the tribes. And in this movie for 2018, all you had was one person that was fighting, which I will say it's a I guess it's just a downplayed version of it. But I'm pretty sure if people would have spoke up and said, "Hey, this will be more added to this just for the fighting," because there's a whole bunch of just not just the fighting, but like there's other obstacles he had to go through in order to become Black Panther. But aside from that, we have Doom War, we have the Avengers X Men, and then we have some other ones which I'm not going to speak on because the stories are so bad that they're not worthy of being spoken about. And yes, I'm talking about Reginald Hutton. But yeah, Deadliest of the Species. I only saw like certain pages of it, and I knew right then. I was like, "What? Y'all doing what with T'Challa again?" And yes, the actor is dead, but as soon as the actor dies, you just all right. Let's just disrespect the character. Let's get a black character that's called the Colonist and put him up against T'Challa. That looks so stupid because you cannot adapt that character into the MCU. Because if you did, you would look pretty weird. But besides that, I want to talk to y'all about. Let's see what I said in my last video that I was gonna say this. My legacy character. Sorry, excuse me. My legacy character is one that is a mentee of T'Challa. Like we had Tony Stark mentoring Peter Parker. This cat that I've created is a person who was in S.H.I.E.L.D. He was in S.H.I.E.L.D. and I'm gonna go in depth on this probably in another video. And I'm just gonna give a brief description. He was in S.H.I.E.L.D. He was based. He was sent on an assignment to study adamantium, and from that character was basically grabbed the attention of T'Challa. T'Challa brought him into Wakanda and basically in how do you say this? Wrapped him up with the royal family to where he became a part of the royal family. Come to find out, he actually has ties to Wakanda that are very, very deep. Very deep. But I'm just going to give y'all a small little tidbit for that. Back to what we're actually talking about. So we have that. We have, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to say this. Please like, share, subscribe. If you know me, go be sharing this, Karen. I love y'all. Anyway, so Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The honest way to honor a brother that has gone on to be with the Lord. Honor his legacy. Personally, me, I would have recast the character, had him going against Namor because that is the actual rivalry that we have. And to put that into a movie where you have an anti-hero who Namor is an anti-hero because he also becomes a part of the Avengers and the X-Men. Well, he's a part of both. Just like Storm was a part of the Avengers and X-Men, Namor was a part of the Avengers and X-Men. But he starts out as a adversary to T'Challa. And so it's like it's a thing where you have to understand the storytelling aspect of what you're trying to portray in a certain film. And so there's a lot of things that goes into that. One, you have to read the comics because that's the foundation right there. You have to read the comics. You have to understand what this character's mindset is going into this movie. Because if you're just saying, "Oh, we're gonna just retcon everything," you can do that, but to a certain extent, you're gonna have to honor the foundation of what this character is and where it comes from. And so I'm gonna have to unpack. There's certain things. There's a lot of things to unpack when it comes to Wakanda Forever. One, you have Riri Williams, who you put Riri Williams with Black Panther with Shuri, which it doesn't. I don't want to say it's not a thing where you can't do that, but like I said before, Riri Williams, like the character that I just mentioned in this video, Riri Williams is a legacy character because Iron Man goes on. Actually, no, Iron Man is actually alive when Riri Williams in the comic books. She's actually alive. He's actually alive. Excuse me. And I don't want to say he mentors her, but she actually does. He actually does because he's an AI in her suit, and I'm interested. I'm kind of curious how they're gonna do that with Tony Stark being dead in the MCU now, especially in their 616 universe. Because in 616 universe in the comics, he's still alive. And yes, I have receipts. He's still alive, and he's, I don't know if he's taking a back seat to everything, but I'm pretty sure Tony Stark probably downloaded his consciousness before he died. So yeah, you have that. You have Riri Williams. You have Shuri. You have all the ladies, all the women that are a part of Wakanda Forever. And you seem to have gotten rid of all of the significant male roles in this movie. Which, in contrast to 2018, you had them both being lifted up. And yes, I'm quoting Theo B because I've seen his post on Twitter. All the black roles, male black roles at least, have been kicked off to the curb. And I understand this is a certain time that we're living in to where women are being more spot on with everything. Hence, the Woman King. The Woman King, I'm supposed to go see this movie again because I'm going to make another video about it. But the Woman King is it's a touchy. I don't want to say it's a touchy subject for me because they did pay homage to the Dahomey tribe that were involved in the slave trade. And I have to go back and do my research because I do believe in the movie that they didn't hint, but they said that there are other ways for us to be relevant with other tribes instead of just doing slave trade. And that's what they stuck to. And so they did that. When you have this movie, Wakanda Forever, it comes out in November, the main thing people are going to look for is how you going to honor Chadwick Boseman. Are you going to just... You already say you're killing him off. But what are you actually going to do when it comes to honoring the man? You made him a legend, Disney legend from D23. His brother accepted the award. He made a speech that said a king and queen is what is required to raise a king. And that is true. Both a king and a queen. And so you're saying that only a queen can rule a nation, which she can. But the protector role comes from the male perspective, and that's what's being taken away from this movie. You have basically everybody coming from vibranium in this movie. You have Doctor Doom's people coming because I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna say in this movie. You got Tulokans looking at Wakanda like, okay, they ain't got nobody to protect them now, so we can just go after them. And so you got all these things coming into play, and it's just to a point where somebody will have to step up to the plate. You already had a dude said he was ready to take up the role if the powers that be let him. And I kind of have to say, the powers that be really don't. They ain't mean nothing to me. Because if I want to do something, I'm gonna go for it. And yes, there are certain IPs that I have to do my homework on, but the powers that be, when we say that the powers that be, we believe in one. I believe one power, and that's the man upstairs, and that's just me. But he opens doors that no man can close, and so I do understand what the man said for the powers that be. I forgot the dude's name. I'll have to go back and look it up. As a matter of fact, I got it right here. Nah. So let's see here. Let's see. What man said this? Recast T'Challa. Let's see here. Yep. Let's see here. There's a whole bunch of people that can play him. But the actor that I was talking about is, let's see. Yeah, this is it right here. Ah. So, Yolande Noel came out a couple months back and said that he would be willing to play the role of T'Challa. And that's via E-Man's movie reviews on Twitter. Came out and said that, and ever since then, like, it's been quiet because when he said that, let's see, when he said that, E-Man approached the man on social media, said, "Hey, would you be willing to, if given the opportunity, would you be willing to play the role of T'Challa?" And what people pay attention to is Chadwick Boseman was the first person to play T'Challa on the big screen, meaning silver screen on live action. People say that, I've heard people say in their own opinion, he's dead, meaning that T'Challa and Chadwick Boseman are one and the same. And that's all because Nate Moore said that. That's the only reason people say that. And so when people take on that mentality, saying that nobody else can play him, they're only saying that because they've never seen nobody else play that. That means they've never heard Digimon Hussein play T'Challa in BT. They've heard there's a whole list of black actors, voice actors, that have played the role of T'Challa in cartoons, and they're still doing it to this day. They got new episodes coming out probably on Disney Channel, and they're still voicing them. And so you have Yolande Noel, who it's not safe to just look at what he looks like for or compared to Chadwick Boseman. What you have to pay attention to is you have to look at how he looks like the character in the comics, because that's what you're going to be going with. and Yolanda Noel looks like he could fit the role. So, with that being said, if Yolanda Noel was to be cast as T'Challa, one, you do not need to make him a variant. You do not need to do that. Keep him as a 616 T'Challa and keep him going. Uh, I'll ride off of what um not E-Man, Theo said in one of his videos. He said you can have T'Challa in this movie. Go and reshoot the movie. Have him in a stasis chamber to where if he got banged up in battle, you put him in a stasis chamber to where he's healing. So at the end, not even at the end of the movie, probably before the fight between Namor and Shuri, you can have Namor fight Shuri, but at the last second, like he's about to make the killing blow, you have T'Challa come in and save her, and they go and fight. Shuri takes off, tries to finish business like she did in the first movie, and T'Challa fights the main character. I mean, the main villain, which is going to be Namor, but in reality, it's Doctor Doom because he's the one that's orchestrating everything. So you have that. You have, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can have in this movie. But me personally, recast T'Challa, reshoot the whole damn movie because that's what you're gonna have to do. This movie's not gonna make as much money as you think it is because you're not putting the main character in the movie because it's called Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. You can just, yeah, that's basically what it is. T'Challa is the main character in this whole entire franchise. And yes, you said you have to move on without this character. No. That's like saying, oh, Spider-Man died, the actor died. I guess we can't really do that. And yes, we've seen what you did with Thunderbolt Ross. You have Thunderbolts coming out, probably what, 2024? And you're talking about recasting Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. And you're just saying, oh, well, y'all didn't do the same thing for William Hurt. William Hurt dead. Yeah, he did. Y'all did not come out and say, due to the performance that he has yada yada done, this, that, and the third, we are not going to recast him in respect of the actor. Okay? Y'all are getting ready to pick up Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, to play this role. I don't know how y'all gonna do that. He old as hell. And I don't mean no disrespect, but I mean he old as hell. And so you got a lot of stuff to do before Thunderbolts come out. And this is pre-production stuff. You saying that Chad Boseman died in pre-production. Okay, cool. He died in pre-production. So, pre-production means you have not started shooting a movie yet. That means you have to put stuff on hold. Say, hey, we gotta take a step back. We got some grieving to do. We ain't gonna put this movie out yet. Y'all said, fuck that. We just gonna keep doing this thing. Because we gotta keep the train rolling. And I understand it's a business standpoint things. Y'all got shit to do. I understand that. But if y'all were grieving so badly, y'all would have took a step back and said, sheesh, we hadn't even started filming this movie yet. Let's go ahead and just put this under wraps. We'll bring Black Panther in later. Because that's exactly what y'all did with Phase 3. Y'all brought Black Panther in right before y'all ended off Phase 3. Yeah, y'all did do that. Phase 3, y'all had Black Panther so far into the MCU that y'all wouldn't even think about it. Y'all made subtle hints of it. Y'all made a hint in Iron Man 2 and Iron Man in Avengers 2. Y'all made a hint like that. So yeah, we understood that y'all were leading up to it. But for y'all to bring him in right before Infinity War, you brought him in Civil War. You brought him in right before Infinity War happened. And y'all kept making references to how Wakanda would play a significant role against defeating Thanos. And so y'all did that after you opened up Wakanda, which that was the stupidest thing you could have done because Wakanda does not mess with anybody. They do not. In the comics, they stay to themselves. And in this movie, this MCU, they should be staying to themselves because they don't deal with other world problems. Yeah, they'll help the Avengers out. They'll help S.H.I.E.L.D. out when I'm pretty sure when S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back together or gets their shit together, they're going to probably help them out every now and then. But other than that, Wakanda does not mess. They don't fuck with nobody. They don't. They don't talk to nobody. They don't do deals with anybody. They don't do that. They have embassies in the United States, and I think that's the only thing they have. It. They probably have embassies probably somewhere in Africa or somewhere. They probably do, but they don't have nobody else in mind because the only ties that they have are to the people that actually know, and that's Steve Rogers, Bucky Barnes, and some other people. But yeah, that's my spiel, y'all. Please like, share, subscribe. I've said that before. Well, yeah, please like, share, subscribe. Please share. Your boy trying to grow, and please give us feedback. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me what kind of content y'all want me to make. I'm open to suggestions. Thank you. I love y'all.